Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and, sometimes I feel like I'm some sort of, intellectual janitor whose responsibility it is to clean up the verbal, nonsensical utterances of Bitcoin maximalists like Tone Vaes, who's on the screen there right now. He was in an interview with Block TV, talking about how Ripple execs, he'd be thrilled if they go to jail, and they should, right? It's kind of difficult to follow what he's stating because when he's talking about Ripple, he says Ripple, and when he's talking about XRP, he says Ripple. So it makes for some really messed up sentences where it's just like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But hey, whatever. That's how he rolls. Tone Vaes rolling deep. So I got that. He also thinks that, being the Bitcoin maximalist that he is, that Bitcoin is going to take out all altcoins, and I actually have an article about that too. He's just all over the news. Look at this. Incredible Bitcoin hash rate boom will destroy altcoins. Tone Vaes. And to me, I certainly disagree, and I find the viewpoint that he has to be simplistic and uninsightful. Just my humble opinion. What do you guys think about the cybertruck? It's on the screen right now. In case you haven't seen it, go ahead and look at it. I'll share with you what I think about it. I would love to hear what you think, though. But there's an article here titled "Binance to Give Away Tesla Cybertruck in Christmas Troy Promotion." But before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you are a fan of Ripple, and they're the same thing. One of those was XRP, but you say the same word. If you're a fan of Ripple and Ripple, one of those was XRP. You don't know which one, though. Go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. It's a good idea. Just take my word for it. I'm trustworthy. My name's Moon Lambo. So Tone Vaes, who is this guy? Look at him. He's got 194,000 followers on the Twitters. I like to call it the Twitters. Derivatives trader, analyst in YouTube and economics, finance, blockchain, and Bitcoin. This guy's so cool. Take a look at this. Tone has worked. Here's his website. And by the way, the first thing that loaded, I'd never gone to his website that I can recall, but I clicked on it because it was on his Twitter page. This is the first part that loaded up. I was like, what the hell am I looking at? And it's Tone Vaes. And I guess he put himself in like some sort of knight in shining armor suit. Is this what I'm seeing here? I don't know. That's what first loaded on the screen, and then the rest loaded, and then I saw this part of the top, which looked a little bit more normal. But anyway, he worked on Wall Street for 10 years, so he's supposed to be insightful, right? Not so much. So take a look at this. Here's the quote from the Block TV for a tweet, rather. I usually don't like people getting arrested, but if the senior management of Ripple gets arrested, I'll actually be happy. That's a direct quote from Tone Vaes. And then Block TV, being an entire crew of Bitcoin maxis, that's what they are, taking the fight to Ripple and XRP. Tone sees no value in the coin or the company. Yes. He literally doesn't understand the purpose of XRP. And he's previously stated, I've seen him in a debate, and he was citing about stable coins, or they can just do anything that XRP could do, so why not just use stable coins? Who's going to use the Ripple token? Which is completely the backwards way to look at it, because stable coins are centralized, requiring trust, whereas utilizing a cryptocurrency that has a distributed ledger technology built into it, nobody has any power over it, just an open market value. That removes the issue of trust, especially as it is in the world of the correspondent banking system. But he doesn't really know that, does he? He doesn't really seem to care about that. And beyond that, he made it clear that his stance is that XRP is absolutely a security. So I want to know why the SEC has let Ripple go on for the last 7 years without taking any action on it. Then he talks about how Ripple being able to sell XRP gives them an unfair advantage relative to other projects, which also made no damn sense to Moon Lambo, because all sorts of projects are selling their own cryptocurrencies. It's just that they're not all necessarily transparent about it. For example, Ethereum Foundation, when Brad Garlington asked you, what was the guy's name? Is it Joe Lubin? I'm sorry if I'm way off. That's the name that came to my forefront of my mind. But the Ethereum guy, he was asked that in a video interview, and he's like, oh, shoot. Because he was actually calling out Ripple CEO Brad Garlington. He's like, well, for how much they're selling, and then Brad Garlington spun it back on. He's like, well, we're fully transparent about it. How much Ethereum does the Ethereum Foundation have? And he's like, oh, crap. hypocrisy. Isn't that fun? Hypocrisy is really fun when it gets pointed out, especially in a little video segment like that. I enjoyed it. Now, next, here's a tweet from Block TV, responding to their own original tweet with this little 2-minute video clip here. And they wrote this. And this was fascinating to me. And now, look, you can see right there, they've got this little Matrix gif of Neo doing that little kung fu waving thing, like, come here, let's fight. And here's what they wrote. So, we've noticed there is a lot of disagreement with Tone Vaes' views on XRP. Any XRP champion willing to come on air and defend its honor. First thing I'm going to point out is that they started a sentence with the word so, which I guess to one degree or another many people are guilty of, but that is such a millennial thing. And I can say that I am an elder millennial at 36 years old. I'm technically a millennial, but that is such a millennial thing to say. Just when somebody asks you a question, instead of just answering the question, say the word so, and then answer the question. So, and you're going to notice it now. Now that I said that, it's going to jump out at you. It's going to change your life. Now, you know what else will change your life? The other thing, and then I'm sorry, I'll get back on track. I promise. The other thing that really grinds my gears is when people say, how are you, when what they were really communicating is hello. Or how's it going? Like, go to the supermarket, put your groceries on a little conveyor belt, and the person will say to you, how's it going? Or, how's it going? And then you'll say in response, hello, how's it going? When they really mean is hello. That's it. You'll notice that now, too. Really grinds my gears. Anyway, so fellow XRP YouTuber responded to that, and this is Sam from To the Lifeboats, Green Eggs and Ham on Twitter here. Writes, I'd be happy to debate Tone. I'd like some ground rules around respectful debate and sticking to the facts. I would love to see that. I would pay money for that. And I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but that would be delightful. Now, Tone Vaes didn't respond to that one, but he did respond to the Block TV tweet and wrote, haha, good luck. They are all anonymous trolls, bots, and crazies. By the way, that's true of me for sure. I'm definitely a troll. I'm also a bot, and I'm crazy. So I got Moonlambo got the trifecta going on there. But then he writes, I was at 50-plus crypto events around the world last 2 years and never met or seen a single Ripple fan, never seen a t-shirt, a hat, nothing. Only seen a few employees as speakers. I think he means saw, not seen, but, words are hard. I get it. To which Sam from To the Lifeboats responded, and I got a kick out of this one. He wrote, this was the Dallas crypto meetup I organized. Got anything with substance? And here's a picture of him right there. You can see here he is right there with the crew of XRP people right there. So it's as if this stuff doesn't exist, It's just he's in complete denial. And then you got Matt Hamilton here, part of the XRP community, who writes, I'll be happy to come on air and correct Tone. And so I think it would be awesome there. Galgatron responded to that. If gibberish spewing Tone Vaes is the best representative adversary to Ripple, then Ripple's honor needs no defending. So I got a kick out of that too. All right, next. So this next piece I got, and it's about Tone Vaes still. Poochie wrote a threat to XRP? Nah, and it was a link to this piece from Cointelegraph. So shout out to you, Poochie. Thank you very much for tagging me in this. Incredible Bitcoin hash rate boom will destroy altcoins, says Tone Vaes. All right. Bitcoin will cement its dominance over the cryptocurrency market next year in a fresh blow to altcoins, a veteran trader has said. In the latest episode of his Trading Bitcoin YouTube series on December 22nd, Tone Vaes warned that altcoin traders faced even worse conditions as 2020 begins. And they're subheading, dominance on the way to 98%. And he states, one of my predictions for 2020 is going to be Bitcoin dominance in 2020 reaching 85%, he stated. And look, and by the way, I'm going to be clear up front. I don't know if that'll happen. Maybe there's, I'm not a chart analyst, so I don't know if there's something to indicate that perhaps that's going to happen. Many chart analysts that I follow don't seem to think the case. In fact, some of the ones that I follow seem to think that it's more likely that it'll be an alt season sooner than later. But I can tell you this, even if that were the case, even if he happened to be right and dominance of Bitcoin reached that high, it is not something that would stay that way forever because utility matters and adoption matters, real-world adoption, and XRP is actually being used, so I'm sorry, but it's not going away. Anyway, continuing, Vaes explained that Bitcoin further strengthening its market position. would echo gains in all it already secured this year. Dominance is currently 69% versus 51% in January. As a percentage against its position in January 2018, Bitcoin dominance is up 87%. For him, in the long run, the figure could expand to see Bitcoin all but usurp altcoins altogether. And here's another quote now. I think Bitcoin dominance has one more push. The way we went from about 50% to 70% in 2019, I think we have another 10 to 15% in Bitcoin to gain on the S-word coins as it continues towards 90% and 95% and then 98%. Now, for people like us that are not ideological driven and not tribal, this is completely nonsensical because obviously the world's just going to rally together. We're all going to agree on everything, and it's just Bitcoin's going to be our one savior. And this is not how humans operate. Different people want different things and have different incentives, and it's just not going to happen. There are going to be multiple, I don't know how many, but there are going to be multiple cryptocurrencies that have staying power, and those that actually get used in the world, real utility with real developers building on top of the ledger, making sure that said cryptocurrencies are actually used in the world, those are the ones that will have staying power. And to think that it's just going to be one, and it's going to be Bitcoin, even though it's technologically inferior to other coins out there, and even though it's not getting used for anything, except for a quote-unquote store of value, which in and of itself I don't think has staying power. We'll see. But to me, it's crazy to think that. All right, next, here's a tweet from Atari XRP. Curious why if 24 banks that own Swift, they would defect to Ripple for services and abandon their own service, this despite the fact that it is better. Does the EPI version of Swift still need pre-funding for funds? I think it means GPI. And yes, pre-funding is still required for GPI. So there is no settlement solution, period. They just have the messaging portion, which they're attempting to improve. And hey, go ahead and paint some Rust. It's cool with me. Moon Labo ain't offended by that, but I don't think it's going to save you. As far as the bank-owned Swift, okay, I got it. But understand that most banks the world over don't have Nostra Vostra accounts. They actually tap into the liquidity of larger banks. And so what that means is they're actually paying their larger competitors. And I don't think that the smaller banks like paying their larger competitors. Doesn't that seem kind of backwards doing that? Yeah, I think so too. And so as a result, what I'm saying will ultimately happen is those smaller banks that don't have Nostro accounts, they're going to, as corridors open up, utilize on-demand liquidity, XRP on tap. Because that makes sense. It's less expensive. They don't have to pay their competitors. It moves faster. So yeah, and then ultimately that income source for the larger banks will dry up, and then if they want to free up Nostro, then I think the larger banks would be some of the last ones to adopt the technology. All right, here's a tweet I just got a kick out of this. I was tagged in this by @skunk_84. After a 6-month delayed release, it finally shipped. I believe there are hidden messages in here, and I'm excited for the community to try and decipher them. And I just thought it was interesting. The official Bitcoin coloring book by Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah. So, which means Craig Wright, right? It's obviously Craig Wright. And here's one of the pages inside International Coinetic Alphabet. We got Ripple in there. Look at that. Ripple's in there. That's cool. Actually, I didn't click on this one yet. What are we looking at here? Do I have to turn my head sideways? I don't know. There's a little house here with a dollar sign. I don't know. I'm not going to hold you up while I stare at it any longer. But anyway, thank you very much for tagging me, sir. Shout out to you. All right, lastly here, Binance to give away a Tesla Cybertruck in Christmas Troy promotion. Now, I'm just going to tell you what I think about it up front. It looks like a car that they didn't finish designing. I'm sorry. I know some of you are going to like this thing, and that's fine. People can disagree. I think it's ugly as hell. Maybe I don't know if it's something that could ever grow me. Maybe, but I doubt it. It's not a Moon Lambo vehicle. I mean, Moon Cybertruck? No. Anyway, Binance announced its Christmas competition. Oh, actually, let me start here. Cryptocurrency exchange Binance has announced a Christmas giveaway of a Tesla Cybertruck and $50,000 of Troy tokens. Of course, giveaway might be a slightly misleading description, as receiving the truck will require a shed load of Troy trading and trading free spending on Binance. So running for a week from today until December 30th, the promotion is to celebrate the holiday season and maybe also a little bit to do with Troy being listed on Binance. New users through a referral link will get a 10% discount on trading fees. To win the competition, they are going to have to really get the most out of the discount. So users will be ranked on the total volume of Troy traded on their Binance account during the competition period. This will include both buy and sellers across all Troy trading pairs, which consist of BNB, BTC, and USDT. So there you go. I'm just curious what you think about the Cybertruck. I don't have really anything deep to talk about on this topic. I was just curious. But that's it. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!